This is Showtime Sean Porter.
This is Errol Spence Jr.
Hey everyone, this is Jesse Vargas.
And you're watching True School Sports.
You're watching True School Sports.
Alright, and you're watching True School Sports.
Stay tuned.
You hear me from there? Or should I get closer?
You're good right there. You're good. Alright. Brendan Taylor here, True School Sports. I'm with Herman Caicedo. Herman Caicedo. How you doing, Herman?
Good, thank you, thank you.
Good to see you, man. Last time I saw you, you were getting ready for the Ortiz fight. Just talk to me about the fighters you have on the card, on this card right here. You know, you got Payano, Stephen Young, Jesse Cruz. Where are they at right now?
Tomorrow night here at, locally in Hollywood, Florida at the Hard Rock, which is exciting. Once again, they're starting to do shows, and looks like they're planning to do like maybe 6 shows this year, more shows. So that's good for boxing here in South Florida. I have Juan Carlos Payano fighting on the card, Jesse Cruz, and Stephen Young on the main event. He's fighting for the interim world title, WBA interim world title. Payano's fighting for the Intercontinental WBO title. And Jesse's in a 6-round opening bout. Which, you know, these guys have been stablemates for quite some time. I train all 3 of them. Payano and Stefan are in the same weight division. You know, so they're taking different paths as far as belts are concerned, so they don't have to fight each other.
Yeah.
They're both number 1, number 2 across the board. So, you know, for now we're choosing another direction rather than fighting each other. So, you know, I'm excited to get, you know, these guys in the ring. I'm excited for Stefan, who's been working real hard for 2 years now, living in the gym, just like these other guys that I've brought up through this, system that I have. You know, living in the gym and completely dedicating your existence to boxing in order to make, you know, a real honest run at the world, the world titles. And he has. So he's been going home for Christmas and you know, holidays and things like that. But other than that, it's been a full-time venture. So that's exciting to see, because I really haven't had an American fighter, and Stefan is an American fighter, be able to, you know, put up with that endeavor. You know, it's not easy. It's very close to prison. You know, so they don't like it. The Latin fighters is a different story. They're very used to that.
It's a different type of culture and breed of people.
Yeah, and for him, you know, everyone's Latin there in the gym, so he's picking up Spanish and he's having a ball. He really calls it home now. So I'm excited for that.
Absolutely. And you know, speaking of Stefan, I know he's ranked 4th in the IBF. IBF, and the guy he's fighting is ranked number 5. So if he wins his fight, he could be looking at maybe being a mandatory challenger to the winner of Inoue.
Yeah.
And Jay McDonald, who are fighting for that title.
Yeah. He's also, I believe, number 3 in the WBA, which is the interim title he's fighting for. And that'll put him at number 1, basically, you know, fighting for that interim title. And yeah, you're right, he's somewhere in the IBF as well. I think it's 3 or 4.
4.
So he's in a couple good spots, and he just has to, you know, perform now. Moving forward, every fight get better and better, and keep performing. And winning this first interim world title will give him a little bit of that taste, you know, a nice big arena, you know, a sellout crowd, and then he'll start putting those memories, you know, that you need to get when you get to this championship status. You need to have some of those logged in, so you know the feeling, you know what it is. So this is a good stepping stone, absolutely.
Absolutely, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing how he does tomorrow.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about Luis Ortiz, because you know, he had a great fight with Wilder. You know, I thought he looked really good. What did you make of his performance, and what do you think it went wrong for him?
Well, I think his performance was, you know, fantastic. He followed a very strict game plan, and I think, you know, I don't want to say underestimated Wilder in any way, because we never did. Especially myself. We knew that he was champ. We knew that he was a big puncher, and we formulated a game plan around that right hand. And you know, for 9 rounds, we showed that, you know, that it was working. Unfortunately, I think the mistake, if any, was in the 10th round. Obviously, standing in front and you know, waiting on that right hand. The circumstances that led to obviously, you know, doing more damage than it did. Some shots behind the head and things like that. Punch after the bell in the 9th. Those are big punches from big heavyweights, so they do their job. But I think the mistake, if any, if we call it a mistake, and I use that word loosely, because I think it was an excitement, you know, when he heard him in the 7th, and he saw himself, you know, world champ already. So he kind of, you know, let it all out, and should have composed himself a little bit, and should have picked the shots, you know, and really put them in right places, and and given a little bit of angles, and he probably would have knocked his head clear out of the ring.
Yeah.
But you know, it's woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? So it's hearsay now. It's
got to move on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And he has. You know, he was very upset. Still is upset, and it's very personal. And you know, being just losing is personal for him, and that's the type of fighters I like to train. Is
not used to it.
Guys, that never get used to it. I train fighters that every time they lose, it's like they just lost their undefeated record, and that's why you compete every time hard, you know, and you go out and compete hard. Too many fighters lose, and then, you know, either lose confidence, lose composure, lose discipline, whatever it is, and then they're, you know, happy to just make some money.
Yeah.
And that's not his case. He's back in the gym already. I actually had to tell him to go home. I'll see him Monday because it's a little soon, but you know, it's hard to keep him away. He still comes and watches the other guys train. He'll be here tomorrow night to support these guys.
Okay.
So, you know, we're disappointed. You know, everyone in the team is very disappointed because you work hard and you work for that goal. But there was a lot of, you know, just mitigating circumstances in the fight in general, leading, you know, up to the fight, the weigh-in, things like that you know, you expect. You're the opponent. You're not the A side, and you know, it is what it is.
Well, let me ask you this, because a lot of people made a big deal about the 7th round. They thought the referee maybe could have stopped the fight. Did you think that Luis Ortiz deserved a stoppage victory in the 7th round?
Well, I mean, I think he could have stopped it. Yeah, I think anywhere else they might have stopped it because you know it was taking some big head shots. His head was bouncing back and forth. You know, I don't think he went down because Luis didn't really sit on the punches. So those were just like, you know, arm punches and some momentum punches. So it wasn't Luis's real hard shots. He would have went down had Luis landed his real power shots.
Okay.
But he got excited. He got ahead of himself, and Wilder showed some grit to even stay up with that, obviously. But you know, they would have stopped it probably someplace else. You know. But, you know, that's his hometown. Those are his promoters. Those are his judges.
He's the A-side fighter.
Yeah, you know, he's fought in the Garden 6-7 times. I'm sorry, in New York and at the Barclays 6-7 times. So, you know, he's going to get the benefit of the doubt. And that's what he got. I think more, besides that, I think, he, you know, personally was the 8th round when they stopped the fight and didn't, you know, for no reason, just check on Wilder for 28 seconds.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And there was nothing wrong with him, clearly, because the doctor was in that corner in the 8th round and saw he had 0 cuts. He saw that he was coherent and saw that he was just tired. And stopped it for 28 seconds. So, you know, obviously when he did that, you know, Luis didn't push and press more in the 8th round because he knew that Wilder was somewhat recovered a little bit. So he didn't want to run into anything. So, you know, it is what it is. Here we are. I think we deserve a rematch. Joshua's made it very clear he's not going to fight Wilder. You know, and I don't blame him. Wilder will knock him out. So, yeah, there's no reason for him to fight. Keep fighting. 100,000 people collecting his big money. UFC wants to give him $500 million now to be an MMA fighter. He's got the world at his feet without having to see Wilder. So why see him?
Yeah, it's a good business move to stay in the UK for as long as possible till the fight's big enough.
With that being the case, Wilder takes care of his mandatory now. Dylan White, who he probably won't fight, because obviously Dylan White, unless they bring him here, Dylan White's going to go to Europe, and I don't think that, you know, Wilder's going to want to do that. But he'll have to take care of his mandatory, and if it's not Joshua for December, it could be Luis again in a rematch. It did record-breaking numbers for Showtime. It would be a great fight.
It really was a great heavyweight fight. I would definitely say, like, I would even go as far as say it was a classic heavyweight fight.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great fight. Got everything that you wanted in a heavyweight fight. Knockdowns, drama, you know, fighting.
Little controversy.
Yeah, absolutely. Do it again. Why not? You know, these old era fighters and heavyweight fighters, you know, they did it, and they did it many times. You know, Bo fought, you know, Holyfield and Lennox and Galata and all those
Rocky Marciano fought Archie Moore a number of times. Yeah. Okay. Any message to the boxing fans that you want to convey or drive home?
You know, thank you for the support. You know, obviously we train hard. You know, and we do what we do. The guys always come to give their all. We don't always win, but you know, we go out swinging, and that's, as a coach, that's really what I want. You know, I train to win. I train to fight hard, and so, you know, all the fans that have supported, you know, all the fighters that I work with, and, you know, it's been great. It's been great, and it'll continue to be, because we're just getting started with Luis now. It's a little late in life for him, people will say, but is now's when he's got the opportunity. So
yeah,
he's got it right now.
Okay.
Where you going?
All right. All right. Well, Herman, thank you for talking to me today. Herman Caicedo, thank you for talking to me. And yeah, be on the lookout for his fighters. Come out, if you guys in your little area tomorrow. Come check out his fighters.
Thank you, my man.